When we think of boundaries, it's easy to associate them with rules or restrictions. But here's the surprising truth. Boundaries are one of the most loving and supportive things you can give your child. Far from being about control, boundaries create a sense of safety and predictability that kids need to feel secure. In this video, we'll explore why boundaries are essential for raising emotionally secure kids, how to set them in a way that feels supportive rather than harsh, and practical tips for maintaining consistency, even when your child pushes back. If you've ever wondered how to balance kindness with firmness, this is the guide you've been waiting for. Boundaries are like the invisible walls of a house. They provide structure, safety, and a clear sense of where the limits are. For children, this clarity is deeply comforting. Imagine trying to navigate a world where you never know what's allowed, what's expected, or what's coming next. It would feel chaotic and overwhelming. When you set clear boundaries, you're telling your child, "I care about you, and I'm here to guide you." These limits help them understand what's expected of them, how to interact with others, and how to manage their own emotions and behavior. Over time, this sense of structure fosters confidence, independence, and emotional resilience. Boundaries also show your child that their actions have consequences, not as a punishment, but as a natural outcome of their choices. For example, if your child refuses to put on their coat and then feels cold outside, they learn the connection between actions and outcomes in a safe and supported way. Many parents worry that setting boundaries will create distance or conflict with their child, but in reality, boundaries strengthen your bond because they show your child that you're willing to take on the role of a caring, protective guide. Secure attachment isn't about saying yes to everything. It's about creating an environment where your child knows they can rely on you to make thoughtful decisions, even when they don't like them in the moment. For example, saying, "I know you want to keep playing, but it's time to go to bed so you can feel rested tomorrow," shows that you're prioritizing their well-being over immediate gratification. When your child understands that boundaries come from a place of love and care, they feel safe and valued. This sense of security allows them to explore their independence within the framework you've created, knowing you'll always be there to support them. The way you set boundaries matters just as much as the boundaries themselves. Kids are incredibly perceptive. They can sense whether a limit comes from frustration, fear, or genuine care. Start by being clear and specific. Instead of saying, "behave yourself," try something like, "We use kind words when we talk to each other." This makes the expectation easy to understand and follow. Next, explain the why behind the boundary. For instance, if you're limiting screen time, you might say, "Too much screen time can make it hard for your brain to relax, and I want you to feel your best." When kids understand the reasoning, they're more likely to cooperate because they see the boundary as something that's for their benefit, not just an arbitrary rule. Consistency is key. If a boundary is enforced one day but ignored the next, it creates confusion and undermines the sense of safety you're trying to build. This doesn't mean you have to be rigid. Life happens, and flexibility is important. But maintaining overall consistency helps your child feel secure in what to expect. It's completely normal and even healthy for kids to test boundaries. When your child pushes back, they're not trying to make your life harder, even if it feels that way. They're testing the limits to understand how firm they are and whether you'll still be there when they push against them. The key is to stay calm and empathetic while holding the boundary. For example, if your child protests bedtime, you might say, "I know you're upset because you want to keep playing. It's hard to stop when you're having fun, but bedtime is important for your health. We can talk more about this in the morning." This approach acknowledges their feelings without giving in, reinforcing both the boundary and your role as a supportive guide. Over time, your child will learn that while their emotions are valid, the boundary remains consistent, and that's where true security lies. Boundaries aren't just about managing behavior, they're about preparing your child for the real world. Kids who grow up with clear, loving boundaries are better equipped to navigate relationships handle challenges, and make responsible choices as they grow older. They learn that limits aren't about control, they're about care, and they carry this lesson into adulthood, developing a healthy sense of self and the confidence to set their own boundaries in relationships, work, and life. Setting boundaries with your child isn't always easy, but it's one of the most powerful ways to show them you care. By creating a framework of love, consistency, and understanding, you're giving your child the tools they need to feel safe, secure, and supported as they grow. If you'd like to explore more strategies for setting boundaries and building secure attachment with your child, my book, Building Secure Attachment, A Guide to Raising Emotionally Balanced Children, offers practical advice to help you every step of the way. You can find it by searching my name, Sacha Vauclair, on Amazon. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how boundaries have helped your child feel more secure. Until next time, take care, and remember, boundaries aren't limits to love, they're expressions of it.